Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are finally celebrating because Code Vein is back. It has been so long. I've been waiting for this game for so long, and I know many of you have as well. So here it is, and this time we don't have a really, I'd say, poorly made trailer that just spoils everything, but instead we have a really I don't know how to call it, but some sort of build or demo for the game that will be used for the network test, because yes, the game will be playable this month. We don't know when exactly, but they said that they will be releasing a network test for this game this month with the new build. And in this new build we have a lot of different things that has been changed. But before I go into it, I just want to say, if you want to get a chance to get into the network test, here's the link in the description below. So feel free to try your best to get into the network test. I've already signed up myself. Honestly, I hope I get the code. I don't know, I think they said tomorrow the code will drop at around 10 a.m. or something like that, so make sure that you check that out. So now for the changes that have been made into the game. There's quite a few of them. Some of them are not too drastic. At the same time, I wasn't expecting something too drastic, but I wish there was really big changes, but whatever. I'd say overall, after looking at many footages of this game and looking at how things work here and there, how different people play different weapons, different classes, I would say overall it is way better than what we had before. Because my issue with Code Vein before was that the game seemed to be, it was trying too hard to be like Dark Souls. It wasn't really embracing the fact that it was an anime game. Now it is very much an anime game, and in a very good way actually. So one of the changes that you will see when you will maybe watch or start playing the game is the a bit of a change in the scenery, a bit of a change in how the game will be starting. Because back in the days, maybe it wasn't too good. I mean, from what I've seen, from what we saw before, what we've seen before, the game didn't look way too good. Like, it looked a bit, kind of very average. But now things seem to make a lot more sense. They also change, I think, the tutorial, because before they would just drop you in the dungeon, in the cave. But now there's a little bit of intro to the tutorial. There's a lot of guidance. There's a lot of cinematics as well, which is really good. I think they call this build the first chapter of the game, so it's pretty much the first chapter of the game the final game. Maybe there will be some more polish going between now and the first day of the release date. So maybe we'll see that. But yeah, overall we have more guidance, like I said. And another really interesting change, I would say, is the fact that they added actually in-game background music. That is really cool, because like I said before, Code Vein was really trying too hard to be like Dark Souls. So they were trying to copy the same type of atmosphere, trying to capture the same type of feeling that the player would have when they were playing the game. But now it's very much different. It feels a lot more like, I'd say, maybe a mix between a game like, I don't know, Devil May Cry and something like Nioh or Sekiro, where you have a background music, and when you are engaged in combat, the music changes. So it brings something new, and the music is actually not always there. It's just there sometimes in some places in dungeons, it seems. In the dungeons, it seems. And also it seems to be a lot more present when you are engaged in combat, like I said. But actually, as you fight and as you take damage, the music will change and go more and more dramatic. It's actually a very good soundtrack that is, I think it's very fitting for the game, because it's very dark. It feels really good. I like it. And they also added to it a new effect when your health drops really low. First of all, the screen becomes more grayish with a red filter around it, something like that. And also there's a sound effect that makes your ear ring. It's like your ears are ringing. It doesn't disturb a lot. It's not very disturbing, so it's well done. That's what I'm trying to say. And also, it's not there forever. Like, it will stay there for like 5 seconds, like the ringing effect, and then it will go away. But if you keep taking damage, then it would just stay. It's a really nice change. Like, overall, it brings something else. It changes the dynamic of the game, to be honest. Like, you feel more into it, because, like I said, this game trying to be like Dark Souls too much was not really the greatest thing, in my opinion, and that's something that I was really against. Now, on top of that, something that I'm very happy about is definitely the change that they made to some enemies. Yes, because they finally changed the enemy AI, which before was very inactive, very just, static and slow and boring to look at. Now the enemies have a little bit more, I'd say they are a little bit more aggressive. For example, we have some of the older Lusts, the Lusts that are like gray and really tall, and they have like massive great swords. They now have some sort of leap attack. They also have some sort of weird sweeping attack. I'm not really sure what it is, but they added some new moves to them. They've also changed the basic enemy, the basic Lust. Some of them now don't have weapons with them, and they are pretty much a lot like zombies. They're just walking around in a very weird way. It's very strange. I like it. That's what I wanted. I'm happy with this. That's exactly what they had to do. Man, I can't express my feelings right now. There's no words for what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I'm just happy with the changes. And this also, I don't know what it is. They added some sort of flower or sort of red plant or grass on some enemies. Like, not all of them have it, but I don't know what it's supposed to indicate. But some of the enemies have those weird plants. Maybe they are special enemies. I don't know what they are yet, but we will see if I ever get access to the network test. I'm really crossing my fingers here, by the way. So all of that, the enemies and all, really cool. The cave itself actually changed a lot. Like, it's not the same level at all that we've seen before. Like, it's completely different. And also, you'll see that I'm really trying my best to avoid spoilers, because right now I'm having images of what I've seen in the videos. Like, there's a lot of cinematics going on. There's a lot of cool stuff actually that I wasn't expecting, so I'm really trying to avoid that. I will let you experience it, or maybe watch it later if you want. But yeah, there's a lot of nice, really nice changes. Also, we have something that is huge. Like, I was really concerned about this, and that is the gifts. So in the previous builds of Code Vein, every time we've seen the gifts, I felt a little bit, disappointed in them, because they were mainly magic stuff. I think I said it in my first rant. Like, my first rant was I was really mad about it. I think I mentioned that the gifts were only about magic and only about buffing yourself, and there's only so many ways you can buff yourselves in a game. Like, you can increase your attack, you increase your defense, and that's it. It was just that before, but now they've added some melee gifts to, I think, some of, like, different classes now have melee gifts. They also shown some of the some new classes that we haven't seen before, but overall, yeah, like, there's now these melee gifts that look really awesome. Like, I saw it. I'm not gonna lie, like, I was watching that and I just clapped. I was so happy out of excitement. I just started clapping because, man, I was so happy to see that. And different classes have different melee gifts. It seems like you can use like multiple of them at the same time, but I don't know now, because from what I've seen in one of the footage where someone was having like 2 of these gifts, one of them was unavailable. Now I don't know if it's related to the stats or if it's related to the weapon type that you're using, because it seems like some weapons can use some of the gifts, some cannot. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, they now have these, and they have different properties, different animations that are really well done. 10 out of 10 for that. I'm just so happy to see all of these things, like wow. And another big change is about the hammer. You know how I was really ranting a lot about the hammer looking like absolute trash. Now the hammer looks really awesome. It looks like the type of weapon that I can use. I love it. My favorite weapon in God Eater is the boost hammer. I mean, I used a lot of the heavy moon because it was new, but the boost hammer is still my favorite weapon. My favorite weapon in Dark Souls 3 is actually Morn's hammer. Yeah, I like hammers, I like heavy weapons, so the hammer in this game now looks absolutely amazing. I love it. I haven't seen the halberd yet, but we'll see about that later. I think they've also changed the rifle, because there was a little bit of footage that I've seen. The rifle was shooting a bit faster than before. Not a bit actually, it was shooting quite faster than before, and you could also combo the bullet, like the shot, with melee. So that was really cool. I thought it was really awesome. I don't know how the changes are specifically, but I'm just really trying to, bring them together in my mind and telling you what they were. I think, oh yeah, there's a mini-map now. There's also a mini-map in the game. Can you believe that? Yeah, because as we know, the level design is of the game is really linear. Like, you don't have many places to go. But like I think I said it in my previous Code Vein video, Shift as a developer doesn't seem to have that strength to make good, really good and developed level design. Like I said, it wasn't one of the strengths, so they had to work around it and make it feel like really good as much as they could. So now it's working better. They have this mini map that I hope is an option, by the way, because I'm pretty sure some people will complain about it, and they won't be wrong. I mean, you don't really always want to have that mini map with you, but it's a good addition, I guess, and hopefully it can be turned on and off. Anyways, yeah, so minimap is there. It's nice, even though I'm not really sure that we can get lost. But something that they revealed, it's not a change, it's more of something that we finally get to see that they've talked about before, is the depth. I didn't cover that because I was really disappointed in the E3 how's it called, the E3 build back in the days, and now I'm more into it, but I wasn't really willing to make a video about the depth before. But the depth is some sort of level in the game that works like the Chalice dungeons in Bloodborne, I guess. Like, it's kind of that. You just go in there, there's a bunch of enemies around that you have to kill, there's a lot of resources, special materials that you can use for upgrades. I guess there are also weapons. I think I've seen people grabbing some weapons or some blood veils in there. So there's a lot of things that you can do in that place. And they also have like bosses spawning in the area. So it's a really nice, I think it's a really nice area actually. I feel like they can do a lot with it. Even after the game is released, maybe they can add stuff to it. They can add more bosses. They can add more, let's say, they can improve the place. They can make it bigger eventually, like the Chalice dungeon. Actually, they changed it over the time, and yeah, it's overall a really nice thing. And from what I've seen, the depth is not really a place where you just go around and do whatever you want, because I've seen things like people just getting absolutely destroyed by the enemies. Like, wow, it was insane. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Like I said, I have to wait until I get my hands on it. If I ever do, we'll know about that tomorrow maybe. I mean, we won't know obviously, because the network test is not tomorrow. There's no specific date yet, but we know that it would be this month, so that's really cool. Yeah, so anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'm so happy the game is back. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, peace.